Good afternoon, Raider Nation, and welcome to Raiders Press Conference Show Live, Week 6 edition. I'm your host, Vince Sapienza, alongside the living legend of the Raiders, Eric Allen. And EA, it is a Victory Monday here in Vegas, and after one of the toughest weeks this franchise has seen, maybe the Silver and Black's best performance to date.
Oh, without a doubt. You can tell I have my winning shirt on today, you know.
Right.
But again, it's all about that noise from the outside this whole last week, being able to kind of keep that out of the locker room in the practice field. They had a great week of practice, and it really showed up against the Denver Broncos on Sunday yesterday. And Derek Carr, put it on his shoulders, let Derek Carr continue to cook. And Henry Ruggs, man, the big play, #1 in the National Football League as far as yards per catch right now. So he's doing his thing. And then we always know that this pass rush is going to come each and every game day. Max, along with all his buddies, continue to make things happen. And then on the back end, hey, man, some surprises. Corey Littleton, again, how many tackles Corey had? He had 7.
11.
Yeah, he had 7 individual, 11 total tackles. So this football team probably played its best all-around game. Not perfect, but making great progress in the way of becoming a complete football team. Man, Raiders playing big against the Denver Broncos, and which usually is a difficult place to play. They went up there and took care of business for the most part.
And I don't know what the limit for game balls are after victory, but there were a whole bunch of them, or could have been handed out after this dominant win in Denver. One of them will definitely be going to the interim head coach for the Raiders, Rich Bisaccia. We are going to hear from him in his first press conference straight ahead. Stay with us.
This program has been presented by Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation, made to chill. Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights. Book now, only at Allegiant.com.
Welcome back to Raiders Press Conference Show Live, Week 6 edition. Vince Sapienza alongside Eric Allen. We are presented by Intermountain Healthcare. We are just moments away from the first press conference following a victory for the Silver and Black in interim head coach Rich Bisaccia. Let's go to the podium right now.
1 second to get. Okay, afternoon, everybody. I think I'll just be happy and open up to any questions you may have.
Coach Q Myers, Raider Nation Radio 920.
How you doing, Q?
What were your feelings on just the way the team rallied yesterday and really came out with a sense of purpose?
You know, I think we've talked about it all week. We feel like we had a good week of practice going in, and felt like our guys came out ready to play, and it looked a lot like Wednesday and Thursday's practice. So I'll just leave it at that.
Rich, I know that you want to keep everything about the team, so if you could please oblige me for just a moment, on a personal basis, just talk about that moment maybe when you got home, saw your family and realized 1-0 as a head coach.
Yeah, actually, I didn't see my family when I got home. I came back to the place I'm renting, and really for me, I'm a part of the team, and it was obviously to go on the road to play an AFC rival like the Denver Broncos in their place, and to come out with a win was exciting for all of us, and just helps us move forward onto Philadelphia.
Coach, Max Crosby's not only talked about how much of an influence you've had on him on the field, but off the field. How exciting is it to see him play well and be a part of his development as a player?
Yeah, extremely exciting to see how he's playing. It's not a surprise to anyone because we've all got a chance to watch him practice and mature over the years that he's been here. We loved him coming out of the draft, and he's had a big influence on me as well. A lot of things that he's gone through and conversations that we've had, they've helped me grow as a man. They've helped me grow as a father and a husband, and I know he's doing that with a lot of other guys. Him and Darren Waller, the story they have, the people they're helping, it's inspiring to all of us. So he's awful kind with his words, but he's done it to me as much as I may have done it to him.
Rich, Sam Gordon here, Las Vegas Review-Journal. Just to kind of piggyback on that, obviously Max is part of what's been a much better defensive line this year. You guys are, I think, 75% to your sack total of all of last season. How much do you feel like that improved pass rush has keyed this 4-2 start, big picture?
Certainly, obviously some key acquisitions in free agency, getting Yannick and certainly getting Q and Solomon, and they're a great group together, and we're just building off of what we had to some degree. But those guys have added not only a veteran dimension, but a size and a quickness and a urgency to practice and an urgency in meetings, and they do everything right in the weight room. So I think they've given us a little bit of an identity up front of what it's supposed to look like from walkthrough to meeting to practice now into the game, and they feed off of each other. So I think it's been a good identity for us as we go forward on defense.
Rich, after you got to watch the tape, was there anything that particular that you were surprised at in a very positive way? Maybe something that was a big concern that the team addressed well? Just maybe what your biggest positive surprise was from that game?
Not really. Just I think we looked at what we did. I think if you look at the, to come out with turnovers, 4 turnovers on defense, and then I think the field position that was created by the kickoff team, I thought they really played well. And then AJ had an outstanding day. Certainly the altitude, can play a factor in that. But to come out and have the first drive go down and score, and the last drive before the half to go down and get the points, the big play to Kenyon in the corner, and then obviously the first play on offense of the second half to get points. So I think they came out with a good plan, a good purpose to them, and it gave us a good start in both halves and a good finish.
Regarding the field position, was it intentional to have Daniel, not kick the ball in the end zone? Or was that a opponent specific, or was that just part of your philosophy as a head coach that you want to try and pin him inside the 25 if possible?
Well, I thought we feel like we've been playing pretty well on kickoff the last few weeks. We haven't had a lot of attempts at it. We've kind of tried to do it where we thought it would be advantageous to us, and I think going up into there, we felt like, again, we were playing good. Daniel knows the stadium pretty well. It had something to do with the wind. We thought we could put the ball a little bit outside the numbers maybe, and the sun was a little bit of an issue early in the game. So that's had a little bit to do with why we did it. But again, field position ended up being good for us.
Got multiple sacks and multiple turnovers, like you mentioned. Is that something you just preach about? And they come in bunches. When you get 1, you're going to get 2. When you get 2, you get 4.
Yeah, I think that's Coach Marinelli and Coach Bradley. It's constant about not only do the sacks come in bunches, but the turnovers come in bunches. We went a few weeks without a turnover. All of a sudden, we come up in the +4 category. Multiple sack game that Max went through, and then the big sack in the fourth quarter by Q was actually a big help to us as well. And if you look at the games that they're running, you can't discard what Yannick's doing on the outside. He takes a lot of attention. So I think it's their group. It's Coach Marinelli. It's Coach Bradley. Everything comes in bunches, right? So I think they're just kind of living off of that and feeding off of that.
Coach Square really stepped up and played extremely well on your defensive line. Would you talk about his performance, please?
I think I alluded to it after the game. Square's really had good practices. We don't look at a lot of our practice squad guys as being whatever that may be. Everyone has a chance to compete and show what they can do in practice. Wednesday was a padded practice for us, and we felt like we got some quickness and some push out of Square in practice, and we felt like we could use that going into this particular game. So it ended up being good for us.
You kind of joked around yesterday about kind of how the headset, you were kind of having problems with the headset. Was there anything else, just as far as going to your first game as a head coach, any adjustments or anything that was a little different that you wasn't expecting?
No, I to be honest with you, the best part for me was when we got on the grass, I just felt like we were getting ready to play a game. I still kept the same responsibilities for the most part in the kicking game, and then I just had a chance to communicate with Gus and Ole, and their demeanor during the game was outstanding. It was easy for me to communicate with both. So the button in the beginning and where the cord was, drove me a little bit crazy till I got it figured out, but that was really it.
How much does it help having multiple head coaches with that experience on the staff in, Tom Cable and Marinelli and also Bradley?
Yeah, and then, Richard Smith has been a defense coordinator, and Edgar Bennett has been an offensive coordinator. And so I think that the unique thing about all those men, from my perspective, is they have no personal agenda. They have no ego. They understand it's collective. And I think that's what makes the players at ease a little bit, to understand that we're all really trying to do this thing together.
Can you walk us through the challenge there late in the game? Just what did you see, and what was it like to get your first challenge out of the way?
Yeah, I just thought I just challenge it and see what happens. So.
You guys good? Anything more? Okay, thank you, everyone.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
No worries.
Well, welcome back to Raiders Press Conference Show Live. You just heard from interim head coach Rich Bisaccia following his 34-24 victory in Denver. He is 1-0 as a head coach. And EA, let's talk about one of the worst weeks this franchise has seen, putting out their best performance on Sunday on the road against a divisional team. All week we heard about the character in the room and why they felt confident in what they were able to do. The Raiders truly were able to show how resilient they can be and how they were.
Yeah, I think all this stuff, when you talk about it, it all comes down to, are the players available and have an opportunity to really get on the practice field and then practice their way through all of the noise, practice their way through all the madness. And you heard him say several times that practice was key, particularly on Wednesday. You can have a padded practice, be very physical, guys running around. So you're really concentrating on how the guys can kind of elevate and find a way to just kind of come together and figure out how we can best prepare and then play on Sunday. They were able to get through that. So now the planning phase of going through Coach Rich's idea of we're going to practice hard on Wednesday, maybe take off a little on Thursday, and get ready to play. And that's going to kind of be the trend from here on out. And I think that's a good trend, to be able to practice, find out who's practicing well, reward those guys, right? So again, Square obviously had a great week of practice. Faison probably had a great week of practice. So you find ways to get those guys involved. That's going to increase the tempo in practice and what's important in practice, and making sure you have great tempo, you're preparing yourself, and that plays over into playing a good football game on Sunday or Monday.
And I want to hang on to that a little bit because we hear the word accountability. It's a buzzword in the NFL circles, accountability. But when he references practice as the reason why they were so prepared and performed well on Sunday, it's that accountability saying, yes, practice does matter.
Yeah.
If you're going to perform on a padded practice on Wednesday, Damian Square, Brandon Faison, you're going to play, you're going to perform, and we saw that pan out. As a player, what does that speak to you moving forward now with Rich Bisaccia as the interim head coach, moving forward, knowing every day counts, they're not stopping this train, it's going to continue to roll, and they're sitting there tied at the top of the AFC West?
That's great stuff. Again, I think this is a unique situation, obviously. Most times an interim coach takes over for a team that is struggling, that has lost their head coach because the team is not very good, honestly. This is a situation a little different. This kind of reminds me of the Indianapolis coach with Bruce Arians when he took over that team because of medical issues of another coach. They were able to end up 9-3, make the playoffs. That's the type of situation that Coach Rich is in right now. He has a capable football team on both sides of the ball. They proved that on Sunday, played exceptionally well offensively in their first drive of the game, and then their first drive coming off of halftime, which is something that has been an issue for this team. I thought Derek Carr really held up this football team offensively, and then defensive line, again, was the signal point, was the catalyst for this defense having just a great day for the most part against the Denver Broncos on Sunday.
We talked earlier about how a lot of game balls could have been handed out in Denver for the Raiders.
You're giving out all of them.
I'm going to give them out. One of the guys I want to start is Henry Ruggs. 3 catches, 97 yards, a touchdown, 2 big explosive plays. And if we're looking at the stats, EA, this year he has 20 catches, 445 yards, and 2 scores. Last year in 16 games, he had 26 catches, 452, and a pair of scores. So he's already essentially matched his output from a year ago. What did you see yesterday?
Well, first of all, he's healthy, and I think that's the one part. I mean, this is not a situation where he's a player who hasn't, who's been healthy and hasn't performed. I think when healthy, you see him. He can line up anywhere. I'm more impressed by the chances he's going to get in just those short to intermediate routes. That's going to set up all of this stuff, the long balls that we're expecting him to make. We understand he has tremendous speed, but don't discount the young man's ability to get in and out of routes, understand the offense, and then climb the ladder when it's a 50-50 ball. That's the one thing that I've really been impressed about with Henry Ruggs, his ability to go up and snatch the ball with tough coverage, with guys hanging on him, with people, trying to swat at the ball. He's done a fantastic job so far of really dominating at the third level, being able to take the ball away in those 50-50 situations. But I'd really like starting off the game with some short routes that sets up things later on so you can kind of run some double moves. With his speed, he's going to be open so many more times than other receivers who don't have that great speed.
We have plenty more to unpack from Raiders Press Conference Show Live Week 6 edition. When we return, we're going to talk running backs and how they made an impact in the passing game, and which led to a dominant win in Denver. Stay with us.